Alright, we're going to be looking at finding what it means to have a bearing. So we're going to be finding the exact bearing from one place to another, and we recall that the bearing involves three parts. In general, the first part tells us are we going in a generally north or south direction. The second part tells us to what degree or how many degrees are we going north or south. And the third part tells us are we going west or east of north or south. So in our problem, we have San Luis Obispo, California is 12 miles due north of Grove Beach. If Arroyo Grande is 4.6 miles due east of Grove Beach, what is the bearing of San Luis Obispo from Arroyo Grande? It's important that we draw a picture to model this situation, and we need to know where we're going to put everything. So it's my suggestion that when you see that you're going from somewhere, that should be where your origin is, because that's going to be the best indication of the number of degrees that we need. So there's Arroyo Grande down there. And when we've got Arroyo Grande there, we can then fill in the other two. So if Arroyo Grande is 4.6 miles due east of Grove Beach, that means that Grove Beach must be here, because if we go due east 4.6 miles, we get to Arroyo Grande. Also, what that allows us to do is if we have Grove Beach here, then due north of that is San Luis Obispo. So I'm going to put in a line here that just says, okay, our 12 miles up is going to be San Luis Obispo. Okay, so there's San Luis Obispo. We now have a right triangle that we can use to solve for the angle of our bearing. So we've got a right triangle here, and that gives us some options in terms of what we're doing. So let's look. If we have that this is 12 miles north and we have 4.6 miles from Grove Beach to Arroyo Grande, we need to figure out which angle we're finding. Well, in a generally northern direction, we're going to figure out how many degrees east or west. So there is the angle that we're finding. We recall that opposite interior angles are the same. So there is our theta that we're trying to find. So if that's what we're trying to find, I'm going to go ahead and use tangent, because the tangent gives us a ratio of the opposite, or 4.6 over 12. And if we do the inverse tangent of 4.6 over 12, we get that theta is right around about 21 degrees. So we could even do like a squiggly, because that's just about 21 degrees. So when we're constructing our bearing, we're going in a generally northern direction, and it's 21 degrees, and we are going west of north, so more in a westerly direction. So there we go. North, 21 degrees west is our bearing to get from Arroyo Grande to San Luis Obispo.